Honor Guard, present the colors. Are the Honorable Justice John W. Kittredge for a very special presentation.
I'm going to tell you, it's a delight for me to be here with you. I'm excited about being with you this afternoon, this evening. I talked to Representative Talon, who's a fellow commissioner with CALEA, and he sends his regrets and very much wishes he could be here. He's also a big fan and supporter of the York County Sheriff's Office and law enforcement, as he is a retired SLED agent. On behalf of the Commission for the Accreditation of Law Enforcement Agencies, CALEA, and the entire governing board of commissioners, I want to thank you, Sheriff Bryant, for welcoming me here today to present the CALEA Reaccreditation Award to this outstanding law enforcement agency, the York County Sheriff's Office. I'm going to share some comments with you and incorporate early on in my comments some of the from the letter that Representative Talon sent along. CALEA, to give you a little bit of background, was created in 1979 when the founding organizations recognized a need within the law enforcement community to develop professional standards to enhance the delivery of police services to the citizens throughout the communities they serve. Since its beginning, CALEA has accredited agencies under standards developed by many of the best public safety practitioners and leaders in America. These standards cover the gamut from a wide range of administrative, operational, and logistical issues. And they serve as a modern management model that provides the framework for recognizing professional excellence within public safety. The certificate that we will unveil in just a few moments represents a great deal. It represents adherence to a professional code. It represents doing the right thing and doing it the right way. There are approximately 18,000 law enforcement agencies in the United States. Only 5% are accredited. And I'm going to pause there for a moment and just reflect. The Major's already referred to those present, but Sheriff Fell from Lancaster, an accredited agency, a professional law enforcement officer. My friend Leroy Smith, Department of Public Safety, an accredited agency. And I know there's some folks here from SLED. I don't know if there's a person that embodies professionalism more than Chief Mark Kill, an accredited agency. In South Carolina, we can take a great measure of pride in the professionalism of law enforcement within our own borders. On August 11th through the 14th of last year, 2 professionally trained assessors visited the York County Sheriff's Office and reviewed the agency files. That's part of the CALEA accreditation and reaccreditation process. They look at the files for what they call the activities, functional impacts, management strategies, and beyond. And I want to say a special thanks to the accreditation manager, Lieutenant Kevin Jones. Serving as the accreditation manager requires a special person with a special skill set. And the glowing report of the assessment from last August reflects so favorably on your own Lieutenant Jones. Let me add personally 3 further comments, and I want to put the nature of this particular accreditation into further context. 46 counties in South Carolina, hence 46 sheriff's offices. Only about 10 are accredited. I mentioned Sheriff Fell earlier. Of course, York County is part of that select group. But folks, it's even bigger than that. I already noted to you that only 5% of all law enforcement agencies in America are accredited. That's pretty select in and of itself, but I want to go further than that, then tell you within that 5%, your sheriff's office is right at the top. CALEA noted that the York County Sheriff's Office had every file in order, was called 0 non-compliances, almost unheard of. And within the select group of the 5% of accredited agencies, CALEA allows an agency, if it wants to go through the arduous process, to seek and perhaps receive, very few do, accreditation at the highest level. Once referred to as the gold standard, it's now referred to as accreditation with excellence. It's so rare. I want you to know the York County Sheriff's Office is such an agency, and very rare and select company. At the CALEA conference this past November in Albuquerque, I want to share something with you. I was privileged to serve on the committee in Albuquerque that was assigned to your sheriff's office. There are 3 of us on the vetting committee. The other 2 commissioners, one is the colonel, the commissioner of the California Highway Patrol. He commands more than 12,500 officers. The other commissioner, a retired police chief who is recognized as the nation's leading expert on school and campus violence and security. These giants in American law enforcement turned to me after the public hearing and commented, "John, you must be so proud of the York County Sheriff's Office." And I said, "Yes, I am." This leads to my second point. I know there are members of county council and other leaders in county government here. It's no mystery that this level of recognition does not come without greater leadership in the broader community. This does not happen without a supportive county council, a council who share the vision and promote the vision for optimum in professionalism and accountable law enforcement. And I'd be remiss this evening if I didn't acknowledge the significant role of the leadership on county council, and I salute that leadership. My final comment concerns Bruce Bryant. Sheriff Bryant epitomizes law enforcement professionalism, a distinguished career, one marked by character and unwavering integrity. As it turns out, we have many mutual friends, mainly from his days at SLED. And when I mention the name of Bruce Bryant to my many friends, I hear nothing but praise and respect for this icon of law enforcement professionalism. But folks, don't take my word for it. I want to conclude with the summary from the official CALEA assessment. And I quote, "Sheriff Bruce Bryant is well respected in the county, region, and state of South Carolina." It continues, and I'll just conclude with the final paragraph. "The York County Sheriff's Office is well led by Sheriff Bryant and his staff. Sheriff Bryant is a leader in the community and the state, and is well known and respected in York County. The team was impressed with the quality of personnel in the agency incensed high morale and a family atmosphere. The York County Sheriff's Office is well prepared to deal with policing issues of the future in a professional manner. It was apparent that regional police agencies, large and small alike, hold Sheriff Bryant and the York County Sheriff's Office in high esteem for leadership and assistance. CALEA salutes you, Sheriff Bryant, and the fine men and women of your agency. And I would ask, sir, that you would join me. Let's unveil this certificate in honor and recognition of you and your excellent agency, sir. Thank you very much.
Let me say this to start with. This accreditation is not Bruce Bryant. It's York County Sheriff's Office. And if you look out among this crowd here, the majority of the people here today are members of the York County Sheriff's Office. And from the clerical positions, no matter what position you hold in our organization, from clerical to detective, it goes on and on and on to the road guys, especially the guys that's in the trenches out there answering the calls and keeping us safe. This reward goes to all of you, and I just thank you for all that you do. It's such a team effort to be able to accomplish what we've been able to accomplish. But I want to thank all of you for being here, especially all of our special guests. Thank you for being here. Some of you drove a good distance, and I pray that you'll return home safe. But we started our state accreditation process back in 2005 when we went for our state accreditation, and we were successful. And of course then Major Hudgens and a number of my staff were knocking on my door and said, "Sheriff, we made it through that state stuff, let's go now for the national." And I scratched my head and I said, you know, what is this going to cost? I tell you what it costs. It costs a lot of money to go through accreditation. But it costs a lot of money if you don't go through it. And the things that we can use now in our civil process, for civil actions against our organization, you know, it means so much. My friend Chris Watts is back there. I didn't hear Chris's name mentioned, Chief Watts from Rock Hill City, and I'm sure probably some other folks have come in that I didn't get to speak to, but Rock Hill PD Judge is also an accredited agency, one of the 5% in the United States, and we're very proud of what they do in Rock Hill. But we went through this process in 2005 for our state accreditation, and we were successful, and so I said, okay, let's do it. So we, in 2000, actually in December of 2008, we received our accreditation, our national CALEA accreditation. And I want to say this, in 2007, there was an individual that was appointed by the Sheriff's Office to lead our accreditation process. We had started it and sort of fumbled and we didn't know what direction to go, and I called on Kevin Jones, who was just a deputy on the road. And I said, Kevin, I like what I see in you, and I think that you're the one that can lead us through the process. All the supervisors spoke very highly of Kevin. So we called on Kevin and we put him in that position. Of course, he was promoted to the rank of lieutenant. And thanks to Kevin Jones, he took this job in 2007, and we were first accredited CALEA by CALEA, our national accreditation, in December of 2008. November 2011, 3 years later, we went out to Colorado Springs, Colorado, and we received our second accreditation. And then it's time 3 years later, 2014, to go through it again. You go through this process every 3 years. And of course, the funny thing about it, and there's been a lot of controversy, and Chris, Jordan, our staff attorneys, had to straighten me out. She and Chris and a bunch of them argued with me about it, but that thing says gold standard on that accreditation there. So we went through this process, a gold standard process, which was a top of the line standard to go under, and we were able to achieve this with excellence. What can I say about this organization? I can't say thank you enough. I'm very humbled to be standing here talking to you this afternoon, because when we received this accreditation with excellence, I was just, you know, I was on cloud nine, because I never dreamed that we could do that. And of course, thanks to Kevin Jones and his leadership and everybody in this organization, from the road officers to you know, it's funny. Earlier today, I started thinking, you know, if I start recognizing people, I sure leave a bunch of people out. And I started thinking, who are these people? What about the clerical, the road officers, the command staff, detectives, CID, specialized units like SWAT, forensics, the lab, drug DNA lab, the drug lab, evidence, school resource, boat patrol, K-9, civil process warrants, victims advocates, intelligence unit, anti-crime unit, the drug unit, OPS, Office of Professional Standards, training unit, code enforcement, our PIO office, our finance. I mean, I tried to go through and think about who all was involved in this process, and there's nobody in the organization that wasn't involved in it. And that's what makes it so special. That's what makes it a team. You know, we have 337 employees in our detention staff. They had to help us in so many ways. You know, we have two divisions, the detention division, enforcement division. But the things that we were doing at the detention division reflected back on everything that we were doing in our enforcement division. So it was a whole team effort by everyone that was involved. So in November of 2014 in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we received this award. At this time, I'm going to ask Kevin Jones to come forward. You don't have far to walk, Kevin. Come on. You need me to help you? We have a special presentation that I want to do to Kevin Jones. Of course, Kevin doesn't know anything about this. This is a Sheriff's Office commendation. And Kevin, it says, Lieutenant Jones has put in hours of hard work toward this agency's achievement of accreditation with excellence. His outstanding dedication and knowledge as the accreditation manager for the York County Sheriff's Office is worthy of commendation. Signed, Sheriff Bruce Bryant. Thank you, bud. God bless you. You know that you can hang that on the wall and it won't even buy a biscuit. But I'm gonna tell you this, thanks to Larry Bigham and the foundation, Robbie Hudson is our chairman of the Sheriff's Office Foundation. The foundation provides us with a little bit of money because we can't use taxpayers' money to do that. So we have to go out and we earn a little money through our foundation. And thanks to our foundation, we are able to reward our officers with a little gift. And this is a $50 gift certificate to Outback. And if your wife can't go with you, give me a call. I'll be glad to make arrangements. Thank you, Kevin. In a few minutes, Kevin, our solicitor, will be making some closing remarks. But I would be, well, to be honest with you, I'd probably be in a lot of trouble if I didn't recognize 2 or 3 people here. Chris Jordan, my staff attorney back there, Sherry Daly, my administrative assistants, and of course a number of other people that they've grabbed by the collar and made them come over and help them. But this reception that we've got back here, thanks to them, they've worked hard and made all this this event happen today. And again, I just want to say thank every one of you for being here, especially my fellow sheriffs and chiefs of police and everybody else that's here. Just thank you, and God bless all of you.
Well, unlike my dear friend, Sheriff Bryant,
I will actually not only promise to be brief, but I will actually be brief.
You don't have anything good to say about it, is that what you're saying?
I want to take just a second to echo a couple of comments that Justice Kittredge made. One in particular, again, our county council, a number of whom are present here with us tonight. We have a culture of excellence in York County in public safety. And it starts with the people who recognize how important that is to the citizens and are always there for us when we need something. We don't come and ask for things unless we need them, but when we do and we make our case to the council, they're there to support us. So it's easy for us to stand up here and take credit for the outstanding work that we do in public safety here, but it really starts with y'all recognizing how important it is to the citizens. So I want to thank you for that too. The other sentiment that I want to echo, and he stole part of my speech, the sheriff commented about his staff. And of course I get to work with those outstanding people every single day. And I know that the work that the sheriff's office does is excellent because of the people that I work with every single day. The detectives, the patrol, all the way down to the staff. I never call over there and ask for something without people enthusiastically and anxiously working hard to get the job done that needs to be done. Whatever it is, from something simple like getting a piece of paper, a document, all the way to following up on critical witness interviews on complex murder cases and so forth. From the high profile to the low profile, there is a commitment to excellence every single day, not just when CALEA comes to town, but every single day on every single case for all the victims and the citizens of this county. So that culture of excellence permeates the sheriff's office from top to bottom and serves our citizens so well. Now, that could not happen. Obviously, everybody that works so hard over there, that couldn't happen without the kind of quality leadership that we have in you, Sheriff. And you really, I've known you obviously since before you were sheriff. You and I worked on murder cases when you were with SLED, and we've been together for a long time. And the sheriff's office, I believe, is what it is today because of you. Because you absolutely refuse to let it be anything other than the very best that it can be. So the folks that work there, they're just a reflection of your own commitment to excellence, Bruce. And I know, because I know you so well, and I've talked to you, in public and we talk in private, it takes a terrible toll on somebody to worry over your organization and to care about every little detail. It takes a terrible toll on a man. It does, because you lay awake at night and you fret about it. And it's a tremendous sacrifice that you make every single day and your family makes every single day. And I just want to publicly thank you for everything you give, Bruce, because you give it all. You don't leave anything. It's all out there on the field every single day, and it shows. And I just appreciate you so much. I'm honored and proud to be a part of this tonight, and I'm not surprised in the very least that there's gold standard and excellence and that all your files were in order. I wouldn't expect anything less, knowing you as I do. So congratulations to you. You give us your all.